He got you, didn't he? You got by the Smelter Demon, and now you're here because you're scared. I'm just playing, y'all. Let me help. Like me. How is everyone? Today, we are taking on the Smelter Demon. Now, this boss is a pretty difficult one, so pay attention. A couple things I want to go over first. This video will primarily cover strength builds because the advice I'm going to give is centered primarily around strength. So if you're not running a strength build, there will still be some helpful information in this, but this is meant for strength characters. Another thing to note is that he is weak to strike damage, so if you have a great hammer or something like that that you have leveled up pretty far, then I definitely recommend using that. Now, to prepare for the Smelter Demon, what you want to do is you want to check your inventory and put on everything that has the highest fire defense. In particular, you want to make sure that you equip this great shield right here. If you look at the stats, you'll see that it has 100 rating on fire defense, and that is going to help immensely with this fight, as well as the fact that it is a great shield, so its stability will protect you from the massive swings that the Smelter Demon does. It is pretty heavy though, so make sure that you're checking your weight ratio. You want to stay under that 70% threshold to avoid that dreaded fat roll. Now, I can't talk about the Smelter Demon without talking about the boss run, because for this boss in particular, the boss run is almost as hard as the actual boss himself. So, let's go over the best way I found to do that. So, heading into the keep, the first thing you want to do is draw out the 3 enemies right here at the beginning. There's one that comes down the stairs right there to the left. I found just wait for him to drop and then smack him. That's a pretty good opening right there. There'll be another one that comes right out of that hall right there. Now you can see I'm kind of using that pillar on the left as cover because there's an archer right up there. So after you kill him on the ground, you're going to run up the stairs, smack the archer before he can get off another shot. Next, we're going to go through this door, and up to the right, there's another enemy up top. You're going to block and strike. Now he's got a buddy that's going to run through that door right there. So do not go out there to fight this guy. Let him come inside and fight him in here, because there are archers out there that will shoot you. So be very careful. Next, you're going to run up and use these pillars on the right hand side for cover from the archers, and you're going to wait because straight on there are several enemies that are just going to come running up this way. So just continue to use those pillars for cover and fight these guys right here. Now you'll probably notice that I'm just blocking and attacking, and that's best for these guys because they have very quick attacks, and so if you try and catch them on the way in or something like that, most of the time they hit you mid wind up. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to run straight into the right across the bridge. We're going to take out this archer who's been causing so much trouble. Be mindful of his friend who comes running up. You will have to take on both of them. Now there is a third guy that comes running from that direction right over there. Sometimes he'll come at the beginning while you're waiting behind those pillars, and sometimes he won't come till you're on this bridge. So make sure that you're aware of that, or else he'll catch you by surprise and end up hitting you from behind. Now this is probably the most tricky part of this boss run. So there's an enemy right at the end of this bridge. So what we're going to do is we're going to run up just enough to aggro him, and then we're going to run back and let him come, because he has 2 more friends that are going to come running, and you probably saw that arrow fly across. There's an archer right around the side on the left hand side, so we're going to use that building for cover while we take care of these guys right here on the bridge. Next, we're going to go straight forward, and we're going to use the pillars on either side of this bridge as cover, because there's not only that archer on the left, but there's another archer on the right. The archer on the right will aggro, the archer on the left will not. So once we have the archer on the right aggroed, we're going to take off back to where we came from and try and draw him out away from that other archer. So we're going to use these pillars for cover again, and sometimes you can stay here and he'll start coming across the bridge. A lot of the time you have to run back inside this building, and that will cause him to come across the bridge. Now, one quick side note, these guys are elite enemies, so once you get in close, kill them quick because they have some very powerful melee attacks that will kill you very quickly. But as you can see, this guy was not wanting to cooperate, but that's okay. As long as you can get him in between those two pillars on each side of the bridge, then you can use those as cover to kill him so that the other archer can't hit you. So we're just going to run across the bridge again, get up nice and close to him, and then hit him while he's switching weapons, and you should be able to take him out pretty easy. Now with him gone, we're just going to wait behind this pillar for that guy to fire a shot, and then right after that shot we can run out and take him out as well. Now after this guy's gone, you have officially completed the boss run and are ready to take on the Smelter Demon. So here's a quick montage of his attacks and what to watch out for. So he's got that big thrust there, this big jump attack, and watch out, he does that explosion afterwards which will catch you. Big downward smash, and a 1-2 slash followed by a downward slash, as well as a singular slash and then downward slash. So now it's time to take out the Smelter Demon. So I didn't give you any advice on which way to dodge or how to handle the attacks, because that great shield that I had you put on, it's going to handle all of it. Really all you have to do is block, and it'll do minimum damage to your stamina and no damage to your health whatsoever. So use that great shield, I can't stress it enough, it's very important. Now what you see here is he is kind of going into a second phase of sorts. So now when you're close, he will do fire damage to you. So that's why I told you to use as much fire defense as possible in conjunction with your load limit to make sure that you can still roll effectively. Now that is like his third phase where his sword is engulfed in flame. It does a couple key things. That downward smash, now it shoots a beam of flame straight forward, so if you dodge, do not go to the back on that, go to either side. As well as if you didn't have that shield, even if you block the attack, it will still do a sizable amount of fire damage to you. You can see right there just how much damage he can do if he lands a clean blow. And there's that fire beam that I was just talking about. So make sure you side dodge on those or just block. That really is the best strategy as long as you put that shield on. And as always, circle to the side. Don't get greedy. 1 to 2 attacks at a time. If you need to heal, heal directly after a combination or a big strike from the boss, and that'll help keep you alive. Other than that, he's really not as bad as you think he is if you use the right equipment. So make sure you follow the suggestions that I went over at the beginning of this video. Like and subscribe for more tutorials and content just like this. Comment down below if there's another boss that you would like to see a guide on. I hope this helps. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Do it now. Smash like.